Anand Jain, Treasurer, Indore branch of CIRC of ICAI, welcomes you all to this very important and last day of the series on practical aspects of MS Excel. Today, we are having with us CA Jalaj Chhaya ji, and with him we are having CA Rahul ji, who will be giving the presentation on 15 Excel data analysis functions you need to know. I welcome SICASA Chairman Gaurav Maheshwari ji to this program. As we all are aware, that data plays very important role in preparation of reports, in analyzing the data and coming to the result. And for us, the chartered accountants, Excel is a very important tool to analyze the data. So to understand how we can analyze the data, how we can prepare the reports, how we can come to some results, we are having expert in the field Jalaj Chhaya with us, who is and fellow chartered accountant, company secretary, CGMA and CIMA UK, also Bachelor of Commerce. He has been empaneled in Board of Studies as a member for Symbiosis University for Applied Science. He is also visiting faculty in Narsi Munji Institute of Management Studies. Also, he has given presentation in the various branches of ICAI, including Borivali, Vadodara, also presented in the other leading universities on the topic budget and ICDS. I welcome Jalaj Bhai to this program. With him, we are also having CA Rahul Lekhwani, who is a chartered accountant having more than 7 years of experience in F&A, expert in SAP and FICO, Excel, VBA and Python, a public speaker for more than 10 years. I welcome you all both to this program and I request you to please enlighten all the members. Over to you, Jalaj Bhai and Rahul Bhai.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for
Thank you, Anand.
such a good introduction. So,
Yeah.
Jalaj sir, I'll just share the PPT
Yeah.
and you can take it
So,
forward.
yeah, first of all, very good evening to all the members who have taken out time to, uh, come on a Friday evening and listen to us. I hope we'll make worth of your time. Before we start off officially, we'll just want to give you a very quick brief and background of what we do as a EOTG. So, EOTG is a learning community which I and Rahul have co-founded. Idea earlier was to only, we started off with Excel only. And since it is a widely used topic, we started giving lectures, but we got a good response. And then we also, ventured into other arenas. We are about now 2.5 months old, and we are starting to gain good traction. And the idea is, learn stuff very easily and learn stuff in, all the aspects of life, not probably financial, not probably professional, personal. So our lectures goes from I would say yoga to cooking to book summary to Excel to Python to SAP to we are now working on a cryptocurrency lecture for CA. So it's wide. Rahul, can you start the video?
Yeah. So, I hope the PPT is visible, right? Is it visible to you? Yeah, okay. Okay, great. So, Jalaj sir, you can start off.
Yes. So basically, as I told, we are a we not claim any expert, but we try to align group of experts and professional in their own domain, and we welcome everyone and anyone who is interested in becoming a faculty or a speaker on a topic which he or she thinks who has a very good command or knowledge. The idea is to build a strong reputation with qualified team of professional, be it so ideally be it professional of chartered accountant, company secretary, doctors, and to build a good team of faculties. But we are very focused on online training because that's what is going on currently, and that's what we keep intending so that there are no geographical boundaries. So far, we have covered the sessions which are mentioned on the PPT. We have done MS Office for Vikasa. We have done MS, I would say Excel for Vikasa students. We had done Excel lectures for a couple of other times for various members of EOTG. Career counseling, motivation, yoga. We do it like every alternate week. We have also specifically come out with SAP and Python batches. Rahul here is a Python certified trainer, and we have a separate entity called A to Z SAP where we give SAP, FICO, separate modules training. So currently our team comprises of the following, and this list is not exhaustive. At this point, this is exhaustive. All members and all experts as we go along from here are welcome to join our team and be a part of this journey.
So this is from
with these few words, I would just like to add a couple of things only on EOTG that we are separately. So in the chat box, eventually I'll separately share a link where you can join us on the WhatsApp group. We are already on all social medias. Every week we take different lectures on different topics, and on Excel, I would like to say that, and I'm sure every member has heard it like 1,000 times that it is useful and it is automating and stuff. But only so when I was going through the presentation which I and Rahul were working on earlier, there is one function which has come up which I did not even discuss with Rahul because I was working separately, and we have not yet come up with that in our topic. But probably next time we will bring this up. There is a concept or there is a formula called lambda. Function called lambda function. Okay. So now Excel has reached a stage where so we all I'm sure all senior members are having a great knowledge here. But let's say functions like VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, SUMIF, conditional formatting, which Rahul will be taking you along. This lambda function, which has recently been introduced, gives you an option to multiple. So if you have like multiple formulas, so if you are looking multiple SUMIF or pivot के अंदर SUMIF के अंदर VLOOKUP, and if you are let's say using a very huge formula, which we have to copy paste it every time, or you want multiple formulas to be in one, there is a function called lambda function, which will allow you to how do I put it? Which will allow you to make that formula one. You can just copy paste that.
Sir, you are on mute, sir.
Yeah, sorry. I think. Hold on. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah. So which will make that formula standard, and then you can name it as let's say Rahul 1. And you can actually name it, and then when I use this Rahul 1 function in any of my working, I can actually use the multiple formulas Rahul 1, and I need not copy paste it every time. So Excel has reached such a level where you can customize it to your own preferences, which is the beauty of it. But it still needs a lot of research. So lambda function is something we are not considering today. I thought it was an interesting fact to share, hence I brought it up. With these few lines, I'll let Rahul start off with the technical side of it. Rahul, you can.
Yeah.
And all members are requested to. So every half an hour, we'll have a Q&A session in between. If anyone has doubt, if anyone thinks that this is going, let's say this is already something everyone is aware of, we can change it to other functions. If someone thinks that no, this is not something we have covered, and you want a specific thing to cover, you may write that on chat box as well. Over to you, Rahul.
Yeah. So good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining in, especially on a Friday, evening, and taking out your precious time from your work hours. And we'll make sure that this time that we are going to spend is going to get a lot of fruitful things for you as well and for us as well. So I'll not take much time. I'll just come on to the business straight away. So see, these are the topics that I have decided to cover in this 2-hour session. But if the speed is good, we can add more things to it, right? This is not a conclusive list. It can be actually added based on the time that we have, right? So first is conditional formatting, then free span, paste special, what all the various areas of space special which we can explore. Then go to special also, it is a very important tool. Then of course pivot table, how to insert an object, how to deal with the duplicates in in various data types. Text to column, of course you might be knowing it, but yeah, we are going to actually upload a text file in Excel, and then we are going to see it. Then stock live price, this is very interesting thing that we have actually initiated, where we can have the stock prices live on Excel. All you need to do is that you need to just refresh the Excel sheet, and that's it, right? So then get data, as I told you, that from text or from web also. So again, this is related to stock, or you can have it for other analysis also. Just like many times it happens is that if there is any company, so suppose there is a company called Tata Motors, and I want the financial of Tata Motors for 2020-21. So I need to copy paste it manually, but through money control, we can actually take the data through web, and automatically all the data will come as it is in Excel. So it is also a very interesting tool to discuss. So we will come on to it as well. And then charts, of course, chart we are going to see. We are going to have a very brief discussion on charts, but yeah, charts are very important when when you are actually preparing PowerPoint presentations. I know not many people or not many chartered accountants in practice do it, but when we talk about presenting our data with to the client, it is always suitable to use PPT rather than going for only Excel. It can do both, can go parallel, and it gives a very good formalized way of doing a particular presentation. Apart from that, these formulas, VLOOKUP, SUMIF, COUNTIF, these formulas that we are going to see today, right? So if you have any doubt, you can just use the chat box, right? And you can write your doubts there, and we Jalaj sir can track it, and we can just take it. And in every half an hour, we have decided to actually give some time to your specific queries, the areas in which you actually get stuck. So this is what also we are going to cover. So right, so we are going to start, right? So the first thing that we are going to discuss is, just a second. Yeah. So first is conditional formatting, right? So what is conditional formatting? So suppose if I want some certain category to be highlighted by some color, right? So suppose, see here, here in this data, right? This is a sample data in which there are these brands and these types are there, and this category is there, subcategory is there, right? So suppose in this category column, we are going to use this category column. I'll just select the category column first, okay? What I have done is that I have just Control Shift and arrow key, which we all know, right? I have just selected the data. I'll just go into conditional formatting, highlight cells rules. Okay, so here greater than, less than we cannot use because these are not digits, these are actually strings, these are what? Text. So I can use, but I can use text that contains, okay? So suppose I'll just press on this, okay? And see, automatically fashion has come. I'll just change it to FNB. Right. So FNB, I can give any color, right? Maybe green color I have given to FNB. Okay. Done. And suppose if I again want to change it, or I want to give fashion some other color. Okay. So text that contains fashion, and fashion can be red. Right. So why it is helpful? Because just like, suppose right now we have like 28 line items. It can be 28,000 as well. So in that case, what we will do is that we will just make a filter. I hope you all know the shortcut of filter is like, it is Control Shift L. Okay. So first you need to select the row and Control Shift L. And then from here, instead of going into separately fashion, what I'll do is that I'll just go into the category, filter by color. So filter by color, I just want it to be red. So all these reds will come, right? So when you are presenting the data, it becomes really important to highlight these things so that you can do a filtration and it looks good also, right? If certain category is in certain color, then it gives some life to the data, right? So this was related to conditional formatting, but which we did for text. Okay. So suppose if I want to, if we'll just go into the sale numbers, 2018, 19, 19, 20, 2021, right? So I have a brand name and then the sales for the all the 3 years, right? So what I'll do is that I'll just take the data of 2018, 19, or maybe I'll just take the data for 2020, 21 only. Okay. I don't have anything to do with the column 8 and 9 right now. I'll just go into the 10th one. What I'll do is that I'll just select again, as I said, select the area. I'll not select the total because it is not going to make any difference, right? So I'll just go into conditional formatting, highlight cells, suppose greater than. Okay. So if I want to see what brands have actually achieved my target of 1 lakh, so I'll just put 1 lakh here, right? So see, automatically everything has been colored. So I'll just give a green color. That means they have somewhere achieved their targets. Okay. So I'll just put okay. So see, all the 1 lakh, more than 1 lakh items have been, all the more than 1 lakh items have been categorized as green, right? Right. So suppose in the same case, in the same case, I'll just remove the filter. In the same case, I'll just select the data again, just put highlight less than. Let's see if I say that if the sales is less than 60,000, then they have actually not they have not made any break even also. So I'll just put 60,000 and red. See, so whatever is there less than 60,000, it is going to be in red. Okay. And if I want, suppose if I want, I'll just select this and just select the whole columns, conditional formatting. Then I want between. Okay. So between is what? I'll just put 61,000 and maybe what? Because 1 lakh was this thing. So 99999, right? So whatever is between this, you just put it as yellow. Okay. So see how how the presentation is going on, where we can see that who are the non-performers. These are non-performers. Red ones are non-performers, right? And who are underperformers? These are the yellow ones are underperformers, and who are actually the performers? The green one, right? Understood? Let's see. So we have used greater than, less than, between, equals to also. So we can use equal to also. So suppose if I just, I'll just remove this, see, right now I have actually put all the colors, right? So everything, almost everything is colored. Now I want to go into the previous, state, which did not have any color. So I'll just do one thing. I'll just, select the range. I'll go into conditional formatting. Here, see, clear rules for the selected cells. So there are two options here. One is clear the rules for selected cells, and the other is clear the rule for all. Okay, entire sheet. That means every tab, right? So in this case, I am just going to go for clear rules for selected cells, right? So see, everything is clear now. Now, if I want, I'll just select here. I'll just select here, go into conditional formatting, highlight cells, equals to. I want only those which are equal to 60 or maybe 65. That should be highlighted in maybe anything like just say light red. Okay. See, only the digits which are 65,000 that has been highlighted, right? Understood? Let's see. Conditional formatting, highlights. Okay. Text we have covered, equal to we have covered, between, less than, greater than we have covered. Okay. And see, one more thing. Here, if I just, sometimes what happens is that I'll just not go into the figures for duplicates. Let's go in the left side. Suppose here A, B, C, D till Z are there, right? Suppose if I just make it this F as E, okay. Okay, just for, I'll just remove the formula here. Okay, before let me just do one thing. So I have just paste valued these. Okay, we are going to use this column because here I want to discuss this formula also. Okay, this char formula is something that I need to discuss. So that's why I'm just skipping this. I'm just taking this data, which is paste value. Okay, so suppose here I just instead of F I have written E. Okay, I, J, again I maybe O, P, so P is again O I have written, okay. So by mistake, what I have done is that branch, see, the codes are in sequence, but my brands are getting repeated. So this 29 line items can be like 28 line items can be 28,000 also. In that case, how to highlight what are duplicates? So you will just select the range. You will just select the range, go into conditional formatting, highlight duplicate values. Okay. This is very important tool. See, when you are actually doing a VLOOKUP, you need to have unique characters. Until unless you have unique characters, you cannot use VLOOKUP. Then you need to shift to SUMIF if it is required. But in this case, it is not required because this is a mistake. This double brand names are mistake of mine. Okay. So that mistake I need to highlight. So what I'll do is that, and especially it is very useful in terms of audit. So when you are doing an audit, so these duplicates are very important to be identified first before putting any formula, whether it is SUMIF, VLOOKUP, any kind of formula you put. Okay. So I have just highlighted duplicates as red. Okay. So see, E is duplicate. I'll just change it to F. See, once I have changed it, the red has been removed. And then P. Right? So all these duplicates have been removed. Right? One more formula, one more important formula which I want to discuss is that, supposing you might have seen this formula. If I write 1, 2, and then I'll select both and I'll just drag it. So it will go till the 28 line item, right? 26, 27, whatever the line items are there. Okay. So this we have seen, but we have not done anything with ABC. So if I do ABC likewise, so suppose if I write A, B, and C, okay. Let's select all three. Let's see whether ABC comes or D comes. C. So this formula is not working here. Can you see? It is ABC, again ABC, and again ABC. It is not working the way I want. Okay, it is not actually following the sequence. So what I'll do is that I'll just put A. Okay, and then I'll put a formula called CHAR. Okay, CHAR. Then I need to make it C. C. I need to make it as C. Sorry. Yeah, C. Okay. C. So the formula is char, then bracket, then again one bracket, code, CODE, and then the cell through which you are getting a reference, +1. Right? And then again a bracket. So this code thing is first closed and then the outer bracket. Right? So this is also very important formula to have a sequence where there is no digits. Right? So this is a very unique formula and it is quite new also. So this formula you need to actually keep in mind. Sometimes what happens is that you need the sequence of ABC also. Okay. So for that it will be very useful. So I'll just put this formula and then I'll just copy this formula till the end. Right? So see, now it is following the sequence. Okay. Understood? Right? So let's see what we have covered. So we have actually covered in conditional formatting what we have covered. We have covered greater than, less than, between, equal to, text, data occurring is not that important, then duplicate values, right? Okay. So any doubts in conditional formatting? You can use the chat box. Any doubt? I'll come back to the queries after 15 minutes. I'll take two, three things more, and then after maybe paste special, we will come on to the queries, your specific queries, right? So far, any doubt? Some people can actually reply. Whether if it is good, then reply me. At least I'll get to know that you guys are actually attentive. So if you can give. Okay, just a second. Somebody has raised hand. Okay, just a second. Yeah, you can unmute yourself and ask the question. Can you unmute yourself? Try now. Jagdish ji, can you try now?
चेट ओपन नहीं था सर, चेट ओपन नहीं था.
हेलो,
चेट ओपन नहीं है. हेलो हेलो
हेलो. हाँ
हेलो.
जगदीश जी, हेलो.
सर चेट डिसेबल है.
अरे चैट डिसेबल्ड है क्या? Okay,
Yes, sir.
so you can I'll just just raise
Okay.
the hand. I'll just
Okay.
ask you to unmute. Okay.
Okay, no issue.
Yes, Ajay ji. Ajay ji, you can unmute yourself and ask. Yeah, Ajay ji, please.
सर वंस अगेन ये हाईलाइट वाला एक बार वापस बता देंगे आप?
हाईलाइट वाला कौन सा? फिगर्स वाला की?
हाँ, फिगर्स वाला
figures वाला,
हाईलाइट.
okay.
सपोज 2 शीट में डाटा है तो उनको कैसे करेंगे सर? अगर एक शीट सपोज आपने तो ये एक ही शीट में लिया था.
ओके.
अभी डाटा अपना 2 शीट में है, वर्किंग शीट 2 है, उसमें से डुप्लीकेट हाइड करना है या
हाँ,
ऐसा कुछ?
उसमें सर, उसमें मैं आपको बताऊं, इसमें आप एक काम कर सकते हैं. सपोजिंग इसमें आप एक काम कर सकते हैं. आपको देखिए 2 शीट में डेटा है. मान लीजिए शीट 1 में, सपोज मैं एक एग्जांपल ले लेता हूं. यहाँ पे आपको विजिबल है, राइट?
यस सर.
जस्ट एक रैंडम एग्जांपल ले रहा हूं मैं ना. ये 1 to 10 है, राइट? और यहाँ पे मेरा 1 है, 2 है, देन 50 है, देन 100 है, देन प्लस 50 है, देन 6 है, 7 है, देन 89 है और 90 है और मे बी 100 है, राइट? ठीक है. अब ये 2 शीट में डेटा है, राइट? अब मेरे को पता कैसे पड़े कि इसमें डुप्लीकेट कौन सा है? यहाँ मैं डुप्लीकेट लगाऊंगा या यहाँ में डुप्लीकेट लगाऊंगा, इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू वर्क. ओके, so you need to take this data and keep it just beneath the main data. अब आप इसको करके डुप्लीकेट देखेंगे तो you will find the duplicates. इसमें एक और चीज कर सकते हैं आप. जैसे मान लीजिए यहाँ पे, जैसे अब जनरली अपने पास डेटा क्या रहता है? अपने पास वो रहता है डेटा, अपने पास एक यूनिक आईडी के साथ रहता है. सपोज मैं इसको x1 बना देता हूँ, ठीक है? x2, x3 लेता है क्या? देखते हैं. राइट, ले रहा है. ठीक है, ये है डेटा और यहाँ पे भी मैं उसको सेम कर देता हूं. ठीक है, ये डेटा है दोनों में, लेकिन दोनों में फिगर्स चेंज आ रहे हैं, राइट? अब मेरे को चाहिए कि यहाँ पे डुप्लीकेट्स कहाँ है, राइट? तो मैं क्या करूंगा, इसके पैरेलल में, राइट, वी लुकअप लगा दूंगा. ठीक है, तो सी here guys, we are actually discussing VLOOKUP also because it is coming into the in the middle of it. Okay, if somebody wants to have a VLOOKUP session separately, we can have it also, but I will show you the VLOOKUP right now also, right? So this is VLOOKUP. Okay, just double click on VLOOKUP. First you need to actually select the unique code. What is the unique code in both the things? It is x1. So just select this one, then press comma and then space, then go into the sheet from which you want the data. I want the data from the sheet 5, so I just select this all and go to the second column, because the second column is the data that I want. Okay, so go into the second column, then press comma, then press 2, because I have gone till 2 only. If I had gone till 100, I would have put 100 also. Got it?
So why cannot we use XLOOKUP there?
HLOOKUP also can be used, but majorly, even without HLOOKUP, if you know VLOOKUP and SUMIF, then HLOOKUP is not required. So especially, I know what is the formula of HLOOKUP, but I've never used it, because I can make arrangements through VLOOKUP and SUMIF, but that can be used.
Sir, XLOOKUP will delete that column insertion.
Which one?
That column which you have entered, column indexed second. If you use XLOOKUP, then this column or array will be clear and the column index will not required, I think.
But the thing is that, see, when we actually link a data, right? when we
Yeah.
link a data, we need to actually, the person who is actually referring to the sheet, he has to, the person who is actually referring to the sheet, he has to see the what unique code you have used. So
Okay.
for you it is okay, but the person who is actually looking at a file, he should know that from where the data is coming,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So
Right.
when we send it to the client, right? So when it is HLOOKUP, then the client actually gets annoyed about from where the data is coming. But when we talk about VLOOKUP, just like we do, what we do is that in SUMIF and VLOOKUP, what we do is that we have a range which can be seen from where it is coming.
Okay.
So I have just put a simple formula of VLOOKUP, right? So I have selected A1, then a comma, then sheet 5, A to B, and 2 is my column, right? So most of the people use it through the the tabs that come in from the upper part, but I'll suggest you can use it directly. Okay, it is very simple. Once or twice you might have some issue, but use it directly. It saves a lot of time. Okay,
Right, sir, right.
so copy and paste it. So suppose this is the data that has come, okay? And now I need to see the duplicate. So all I need to do is I need to copy this data and I'll paste just beneath it. Okay. And I'll remove this. Now, if I need to see the duplicates, okay, I can go into the condition formatting, highlights, duplicates value. See. So here in the same data, it was duplicate. So let's change it. See. So through this method, you can actually see this is majorly duplicates. We don't do it for values. We do it for strings, text. So if there is, suppose if there is a sales report, okay. So in sales report, A to Z are my customers, but a customer should not be repeated. Otherwise, what will happen? The sales figure will get affected.
Right.
So what we do is that first, the first thing is that we need to take a, this is what we called purification of data, where we are taking the data from the client and we are purifying it. We are actually making it a unique data, so that next time also in GSTR 1 and 3B also we do the same thing. We have GST numbers of the customers and the vendors and their name, right? So we have a VLOOKUP with the GST number, but GST number should not be repeated, otherwise your figure will be wrong. Right. So this duplicate will help you to understand. And one more thing, while you do this, your GST returns, if suppose X and Y are there, two vendors are there, but the GST number you have wrongly put as same. So in that case also you can use this, duplication, right?
Right.
Okay. So any other thing, or should we move on? So this is VLOOKUP we have covered. We are going to see it again. There is no issue. But yeah, I think most of us know how a VLOOKUP works by one or the other way. Yes, Kapil ji.
Could you please enable chat box?
I need to ask them because I
have query the character.
You can ask the question. You can ask the query. I'll just ask them to
character and code formula you have just shown. So it's restriction till Z character only, because after Z it's giving result in symbols.
Yes. So that A B,
like after Z it's double A double B, like.
Sir, see that double A double B. See why we are not getting double A double B, because double A double B is a column type. You cannot have it on rows, right? So if you want to have it in the rows, then AA is what you need to use, and then you need to do +1. Got my point? Hello. Kapil ji, you are on mute. Got the point? Please unmute yourself now. Yes.
Sorry, can you please repeat?
I am saying that, see, what you can do is that, see, this formula is for ABC. Let's try it. I have not tried this A, but just because you are saying, I'll just try. Okay, let's see if this works. No, it is actually giving you B. Okay,
Correct.
so this is only for A to Z. But yeah, I'll just let you know. There can be some other formula for it. I'll just let you know, because we have not used it more than Z. But yeah, I'll definitely let you know in maybe through mail or through any means. I'll let you know. Okay, I'm going to give you my details to you all, so you can contact me afterwards also, right? And this I'll just write it down and keep you posted regarding the same. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Any other question, or should we go ahead? Okay. Those who have already asked can actually put their hands down so that we can see. Okay, great. Okay. So let's see. One more feature is there, which is freeze spans. I think most of you might be aware of it, but still, I'll just take it. Okay. So freeze span is like, suppose if I'm just going down, I just lost the view of my columns. What are the column names? So when we have huge files, when the data is huge, then you might not want to actually lose the sight of the. See, here also I cannot know what is 1819, what is 1920, what is 2021. Okay, so in that case, what I can do is that I'll just select this third number row. I'll just select the whole row and just go into view, and see there is an option of freeze spans, right? There's an option of freeze span, right? And then you can go down and your columns are freezed. Okay. So just a second, Jagdish ji, I am coming back. So this is we have actually freezed the column. So it is, and one more thing is there. So at one point of time you can freeze one thing only. Suppose in this case, if I want this line item, suppose if I want this line item to be the column, or to be the not column, to be the freeze span. Okay. So what I can do is that I need to select the whole data. That is Control All. I'll just select the whole data, Control All, and just go into freeze spans and unfreeze spans. Okay. So once I have unfreezed, everything has been unfreezed now. Okay. Now, if I want this column for T004, if I want this column, if I want, right, to be the freezed one, so I'll just select the next column of it, which is T005. I'll just select that and then go into freeze span and then freeze spans. Okay, let's see now. See, the till T4 it has been freezed, and after that it is going into T5 and other things. Okay, so if I want to remove the freeze span, just select all, go into freeze spans and unfreeze span, right? Okay, any doubts? Jagdish ji wanted to ask something. Yeah, Jagdish ji, I'll just ask. You can unmute yourself. Yeah.
Conditional formatting में new rule.
Sorry.
Conditional formatting new rule.
Conditional formatting में क्या?
New rule.
New rule we are not covering right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other question? Okay. So I hope this freeze span is clear to you all. Okay. Now we'll go to the paste special, which is very important, formula, right? So before going to paste special, let us make a simple formula like total sales, right? So in total sales, I'll just put a formula, sum So this is the, see here the the format is percentage. So here see also it is it is selected as percentage. So there are two options. One is general and one is number. So you just put number, and these dots, if you want to remove, just click on this and then remove the dots. Okay. So this is the total. Right. Now I just see there are two things. One is I just copy and paste it exactly like this. Then the formula will be pasted. But I don't want to do that. I want to have a paste value. Okay. So I want this 2,40,000 to be pasted in each and every column, just for any reason. Okay. Right. So just for understanding purpose, we are doing it. Okay. So I'll just select this. Okay. And then go to right click, paste special. See, there are various things that we are getting. Okay. So first I need to copy this, and then I need to select the whole area, then right click, paste special. Paste special, there are three things that we have, right? So suppose I want to have the values, just click on values. Okay, just click on values and put OK. So see, all 2,50,000 has 2,40,000 has come. Okay, right? So suppose in this case, if I want this percentage to be in the same format as this one, if I want the K3 to be in K4, I want the K4 to be in the exact same format as K3 is. Okay, so I'll do one thing. I'll just copy the K3 data and then go into the K4 and right click and paste special, and see there is one more category which is called format. So once I do that, it will be exactly in the same format. See, got it? And see here also there is a difference between this format and this format. K4 is different from K5, right? So I'll do one thing. I'll just copy this. I'll just select the formats which I need to change. Okay. Then right click, paste special, and then again format. Right? And okay. See, everything is in the same format. Right? So these formatting and all these tools, why these are helpful, because it actually makes your presentation more likable in terms of how it looks. Okay, and now everybody knows the formula, right? Now the look and feel is very important in terms of Excel, right? So yeah, so this is what we have done. What we have actually done, we have actually covered what we have covered. We have covered values and format. Let us do what? Let us do formula. Let us copy only formula, not format, not value. So just copy this, okay, and just go down and make it as formula, right? Okay, see, everything is formula based now, right? So in paste special, there are some very important things also. Suppose if I write 0 here, okay, I have written 0. Now I want all these values to be multiplied by 0. Just understand my question. I want all these values to be multiplied by 0, or not. I actually want to have all these values to be multiplied by 0. I want to make all these values as 0. Okay, so instead of deleting it, what I'll do is that I'll just copy the 0. What I've done, I have just copied this 0. I've just selected the area. I'll just go into paste special, and then I'll put formula, and then here, see, here there are 4 categories: multiply, divide, add, subtract. So I need to multiply, and here always you need to put formula to have a multiplication. Okay, and then click OK. See, and what has happened? See, I have not deleted the data. All I have done is that I have multiplied. See, can you see in the tray that it is multiplied by 0? Right? So suppose instead of 0, I want the values back. So I'll just put 1. Okay. I put 1 and then copy 1 and then paste value, paste special formula, and then multiply by 1 will not come because again 0 is already there. So first you need to, what we need to do is that we need to just go into control Z form. Okay, I'll just put 1. Okay, now, or maybe 10. I want to multiply every number with 10 times. Okay, so I'll just copy 10, then selected it, go into paste value, paste special, sorry, then formula, and then multiply. Okay, see, every digit has been multiplied with the required multiples. Suppose I want to divide with 10. So I'll just copy this again, then select this, go into paste special, then formula, then here there is a column called divide. Okay, so okay, so see, the same has been first multiplied and then divide. Understood? So now same can happen with subtraction and addition also. Suppose there is some, sometimes what happens is that there is some freight, fixed freight that is added to all the figures. Just for example, I am taking expense. Instead of sales, just assume these as expense line items. Okay, so in expense there is a freight of maybe 5,000, 10,000 fixed freight is there. Okay, so that also I need to include here. So maybe I'll just put 10,000 as freight, and I'll just copy this, select this, go into paste value, formula, and then add. Okay, so just see, 10,000 has been added to each and every line item. So when you have a big data, okay, instead of putting formulas again and again, this paste special can be used. Suppose if I want to subtract 10,000, okay, I'll just copy this, select the range, formula, then subtract. Okay, see, all has been subtracted, first added and then subtracted by 10,000. Okay, so if you don't want this formula, you just copy the data and then paste special, place value. See, values have come, right? So we have covered conditional formatting, free spans, and paste special, right? Any doubts? Now we can take the doubts for 5-10 minutes. Just raise your hand, I'll just allow you to speak. Yes, Ajay, please.
Sir, any shortcut for that paste special?
Yes. Very good question. So I'll just tell you the shortcut. See, everything. See, till now I have not used, my this thing mouse. Okay. So the idea is, the people who are using Excel for 5-6 years or maybe more than that, the idea is not to touch the mouse. Okay. How we can do it? We can use the formulas for it, right? So see, here only I want this 240 to be in every line item. Okay, so I'll just copy 240 and then select. See, what I'll do, I'll just press Alt. See, F H N J I P M A R W L Y. You can see at the top, what I have done is that I have just copied, and while pasting, I have not clicked anything. I have just pressed Alt. Okay, so my paste special is there in Home tab. So I'll just press H. See, once I have pressed H, just a second. See, once I have pressed H, so many things have got opened. Okay, so where I need to go? I need to go to the paste special column, right? So through these things, suppose, if I want to do a conditional formatting, so I'll just put L, C, and then through arrows or through H only. Again, if I press H, then greater than, less than, between, whatever you want, you can just put the code for it, right? So this is how you can use any formula, not for paste special. You can use any formula. It is just that once or twice you practice, automatically it will start coming. Just like, because I have the practice of it, I will just put Alt H VS, Alt H VS. Okay. So Alt H VS is going to give me paste special. Now I am using arrow keys only. I am not using the mouse. Okay. I'll just put maybe values. This is what I need to put and press enter. That's it. Right. So through this you can actually practice, and you can use it for any formula, anything available in tray in the columns, right? Any other doubt?
Yes, sir. Continue.
Any other doubt? You can raise your hand if you want to ask anything, or we can move forward. We have a lot of things to cover. Any doubt? Any other thing? Any other specific thing you want me to cover? Okay, let's move on. So go to special. Go to special is very, very important tool. Why I'll tell you. See, what happens is that suppose in this data, the data is like this. Okay, let's remove the down data. See, multiple times what happens is that when we have a data, the data is quite scattered. Okay, so one line item. See, suppose these 3 line items are there. BCD. Just focus on BCD. Okay, maybe this 3,50,000 might be the total of all these 3. Okay. What is coming? It is 90,000. No, not 90,000. What would be the total of it? Just a second. It is like what? 260 and then 330, 340, right? 330, right? So I'll just put 330. So this can be the total of these 3, but I want the total to be there in each and every tab. I don't want it to be showed only on the first column. Otherwise, it will show that only B column is equal to 330. I don't want to do that. Okay. So in that case, what I'll do is that I will not just do this kind of activity where I'll paste value each and every line item. No, I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is that, see, if it is 180, then I know that these 3 columns will be 180. If it is 330, then these 2 columns will be 330. And if it is 450, then these 3 columns will be 450. This is something that you need to understand by the data. So if the data is giving you that clue, what you can do is that you will just in one cell only, you will just put plus and then give a referencing. That's it. Not in all. Mind you, not in all. Only in the first kind of data. Now what I need to do is that I need to have this formula in the blank ones only. I want to put this formula in blank category only. I don't want to put it in some already filled data. So this 2,40,000 I don't want to change, and 4,80,000 I don't want to change. I only want to have these blanks to be filled with the data. So what I'll do is that I'll just copy this referencing, not this one. This referencing I'll copy, okay, and then select the whole data, okay, and then find and select. See, can you see find and select? And then go to special. So once you are there in go to special, okay, so you have one option, very important option, that is blank. You select this blank, okay, and then make okay. See, automatically all the blanks have been selected. and this is already copied. So what I need to do, I need to just Control V. See, this can be used for many items, and we use it quite often. So while doing this, for before we look up, suppose in this case also, before we look up, we need to do this activity in order to for SUMIF also we need to do this activity, because if only one column will show this value, then it will be wrong thing. Okay, right? So in order to select the blank columns and put any formula into it, we can use this thing. Just a second, few queries have come. If anyone wants a specific format to be taken, log in chat also. Okay. So other function of paste special.
Take 5 and you can answer the queries, please. Yeah.
Sorry?
Take 5 minutes and answer the queries. I think.
Yeah,
there are some
I'll
questions.
just take that. Dear sir, my question not related to this. Please clear, if possible, whether can we find anything from bottom to start by using bottom to start. Okay. So see, if you want to find, like, suppose this column is there. Okay, this column is there. So see, there are two things. One is to find anything in the whole sheet, which I don't suggest. Okay, if you want to find any line item, you just select that row, or that column only. Suppose if I want to find in this, suppose I have put here A, here A, here A. Okay, just for reference, I'll just select here and then plus Control Find. Okay, I want to find what A. So here it will show me wherever there is A. Okay, so it is why it is showing like this, because there is a referencing. So I will just make it paste value. Okay, now it is a paste value. Now I will just find it. See, can you see A getting found out? So instead of doing it in the whole sheet, because in whole sheet there might be many A's, but I want A in a particular category called brand. So that's why I'm using this range, and it can be bottom up, top down, anything can be done, right? Rajiv ji, are you satisfied? Okay, any other question, guys?
Yeah, also requesting members, if any specific formula is requested from their side, we can take it up, not a problem. Okay, Kapil ji has put a comment.
Data or okay, sure.
Got it.
Okay.
Rahul, we can amend according to the requirement.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So let's move on, since it was already covered. So let us not repeat it. Then pivot table. Pivot table is, again, a very important thing that everybody should know. Okay. I think Rajiv ji. Kapil ji, we are going to have unique formulas as well. So because we need to see the interest of all. So we'll go line by line. Yeah. Right. So the next thing is pivot table. Okay. So I'll just give, all people, most of the people might be knowing how to make a pivot, but still not required for everyday use analysis, not it may be covered, like index match and other. See, index match, we are not going to, because this is extra, advanced level thing. Okay, index and match separately we are going to see if the time permits. Okay, we have a lot of different things to cover, but yeah, this is something that we can use. We can show it to you. Okay, if the time permits. Index and match also we can show you. Yeah. So
yeah, you cover that.
I'll just select this data, whatever the data I want for the pivot, right? And then insert pivot table. Okay, and then press OK because I want it in the new worksheet. So okay, so this is the format, this is the basic format of pivot table, but I always choose to make it as classic model. So just right click here, go into pivot table options, then display, then classic pivot table layout. So this kind of layout will come, which is a bit easy to understand, right? So if I want, brand name, I'll just put the brand name in rows. Then I want what? I want category. I want category of brand names as well. So I'll just put category in rows. So this is category. Okay. A is there in three categories. Okay. So category, and then I want the sale data directly 2018-19. So sale data I will not put in rows, I'll put in values, some values, right? So right, so this is my summary of data. Okay, see these sums can be changed. Okay, so I'll just select this, put formula. As I told you that it is not about the data, it is about how the data looks these days. Okay, so it is not only about you can present it in any form, not it is not like these days. Okay, so what we are going to do is that we are going to just find sum of and replace it with nothing. So just replace all. Okay, so see, all the sum of has been gone, right? And if you want it to be right side, we can use a formula as I told you. So Alt HAR, right? So Alt, then H home, then C AR. AR is what? My right indent AR, right? So this is the basic layout of a pivot. Okay. So here also we can add what? Filters also. Suppose I want a subcategory into filter. So subcategory, if the subcategory is cinema, only that sales I want. So see, only cinema sales have come. If I want multiple selections, so I'll just click on select multiple items. Now I can have cinema and maybe food court and some hobbies, books can also be there, restaurant can be there. Okay, these all I want to cover. So total sales for it is for specific years is 820, 890 and 10,20,000, right? Any doubt on pivots? Any doubts? Now I think you can use chat. Okay. Okay, we'll move forward. So pivot table is something that we have covered. Insert object, I'll just show you how to insert an object. Okay. So that is something that is also very important. Just like sometimes what happens is that we need to put any PDF document in Excel. Okay. So that also we can do it. How? Just you need to go into insert. Okay. Just a second. Yeah. So you just go into insert and then go into text and then there is an object column. See object. Just put object. What I want to put? I want to put Acrobat document only, that is PDF. So here there is a option which is called display as icon. So see, Once I click on display as icon, then this PDF icon will come. Now I need to change this name. I don't want this to be named as Adobe Acrobat document or something like that. I'll just change the icon. Okay. So once I click on change icon, it will ask me to browse the file. So I'll just take any file, any PDF file. Okay. Suppose this project 2 is there. Okay. Project 2 is a file. Okay. So this file has been selected. Now I need to change this to a name called Python project. Right? Okay. And then press OK. Something wrong. Object. It is getting open. Just a second. See, from create new, don't go through create new. We have a file already prepared. Okay. So just go on to create from file, browse, and then maybe Python, and then project 2, and then display as icon, and project 2, just change the name project 2 to whatever name you want, like Python project. Press OK. See, this has come, right? So this, once if somebody wants to refer to a document, they can double click and then this document will be open, right? So this is also used sometimes when you have some approvals, mail approvals that are there that you need to put. So you can just convert it into PDF and then you can put it. Okay. So this insert object is done. Right. Here, duplicates. Okay. Again, see here, I'll just remove all the, first I'll remove all the conditional formatting. Clear rules, clear from entire sheet. Okay. Now here, see, here there are many duplicates. Okay. Just for understanding purpose, I'll select this. Okay. And if I want to remove the duplicates directly without identifying them, then how we can do it? There is a formula for that also. So we go into data. See, from whom I have gone into data. See, there is a column called remove duplicates. Okay. So you just click on remove duplicates and then click remove duplicates again. Then it will ask you which column are you asking for. So then unselect all. I'll just ask for which column? Fourth one, D. That is what? Category. I'll just put category as checkbox and OK. See, all 18 duplicate values have been removed and only 8 unique values remain. Right? So this is where instead of identifying it, we can just remove the duplicates. Okay. So while data preparation, this is very important, right? This is also very important to actually understand. So duplicate is what we have done, right? So far, any doubt? Any doubt? We can use the chat box now. Any doubts, or we can move forward? Okay. Some chat has come. Duplication function. Okay. Okay. See, suppose in this case, in these columns, okay, I'll just first paste value it. Okay. So if I want to remove the duplicates straight away, not identifying them, I am just removing the duplicates. Okay. So what I can do is that I just select the range. Okay. So yeah. So select all the data and then go into data column and then this remove duplicate. Once you put up cursor there, it will show you what this formula does. Okay. So just click on remove duplicates. And then there is again a column of remove duplicates. You just enter it. And then it will ask you from where it has to be removed. Okay. Which column do you want to use? So I want to use category column. Just select category column and then OK. See. Right. Right. Any other question? Any other question?
I think there is a question on formula unique. Can you note it once? Probably this is
We'll
over.
see. We cannot break the it will
No, but
actually
that's
break the whole flow. So
Yeah.
I want to first cover what all is on the agenda, and then we can take these unique things.
No,
Okay.
just
It might
Rahul,
not be
just
the
note
interest
it
of
down.
all also.
Just
So
note it
we'll
down
take
below our list.
I'll just keep that in mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's move on. We have the other things to discuss also. Right. So text to column. Again, we'll go into inserting the tabs now. Inserting the data, which is a very good tool, right? So suppose I want to take some data from a text file. Okay. So what I'll do is that I'll just go into I'll just go into data. Okay. I'll just go into data and then see from text. There's an option called from text, CSV. So CSV and text, whatever the file you have, you can extract the data and put it here. Okay. So I'll just click on from text. Okay. I'll just choose any text file which I want to. Suppose this is a bank statement. Okay. This is a bank statement text format. So what I can do is that I'll just select the bank statement. See, this is how it is actually showing me. Okay. This is how it is showing me. Then I need to load the data. See, the data has been loaded, right? So whatever the unwanted data is there, and we see every data is in first column only. If you can see, every data is there in the first column only. It is not, this data cannot be used. So first what I'll do is that I'll just remove the data which is not required, right? Or what we can do is that we can use a text to column first, and then we can remove the data not required. So see, in this case, I cannot use the digits that are there. Suppose if there are any digits here, so I cannot use them, total them, right? For that, I need to use text to column. So just select the whole column. Okay, just select the whole column and then go into data, and there is an option called text to column, right? Text to column, if you press, okay, then it will give you a delimited function. Okay, never go for fixed width. It can actually create a lot of issues. So delimited is what you need to go. Okay, and then it will ask you, see, once I've selected delimited, then you go into next. Then can you just mute yourself? Those who are not asking any query, please mute yourself. Thank you. So yeah, so I just remove tab. What I want is space. If there is any space, then the data should be bifurcated into various columns. Okay, so I have just clicked on space. So see,
क्या बना रहे हो?
right, so press on space and then click on next and then finish. Okay. See, the data has been bifurcated. Now what you can do is that now you can remove the details that you don't require. So I only require the financial data, that is the statement data only. Okay. So I'll just remove these. See, the figures have come in separate columns. If I just extract it, you will see, right? So all the figures that are there, it will come into the single column, and that is how you can actually use these text to column formats, right? So here also there can be more purification where you can just remove the blanks. Okay, so if you want to remove the blank, you can just select blank and then remove the data that is not required, right? Right. So see, this is how you can purify your data. Still there are data that is not required. These blank columns are there. So this also you can remove through this. Okay. So since this text file is a bit not in shape because it is a bank statement. If you go for any text file which is actually getting generated through SAP or through any formalized software, then you will have a data which is streamlined in columns and in a single column it will come, and there might be a separator. It can be a dash, it can be a hyphen, it can be underscore, and on the basis of that underscore, just like I'll just show you. Suppose if I write Rahul underscore Likhwani, right? So what I can do is that I'll just go into text to column, delimit it, then I'll put others underscore and next, finish. So this is how we are going to do it in real life scenarios where the data is being captured through various accounting softwares, right? So through this thing you can do it. And one more important thing, which is quite a unique thing, is to take the data from web, right? So suppose I'll just go onto some website. Just go into what? This money control is already. I'll just reload this. See, Tata Motors is there. Okay. From money control, I want the balance sheet. This is the balance sheet of Tata Motors. I want all these figures to come into Excel file. I want all these figures to come into Excel file. So just all you need to do is that you need to just copy this link. Just copy this link and then go into your Excel from web. See, it is asking you the URL. Just paste the URL here and click on OK. It is a very, very important and unique thing, and very simple also to use. See, the data has been uploaded. Now you just select the table 0. See, all the financial data is already there in table form. Okay. And what I need to do, I need to just press on load. So the data is getting loaded. See, in the same format, the data for Tata Motors for various years have been taken in the Excel without doing any paste value or something like that, right? So this is otherwise what we do is that we just go on, either we download it in Excel PDF and then convert it and do it, or we just copy like this, which is a very wrong thing to do. So we have a feature now through web. You can actually take the data and keep it here. So for analysis purpose, we do like this. Just like I am into full-time stock trading. So I do all the analysis, fundamental analysis through these tools only. So once I have the balance sheet to be, I have my formulas and everything set, all I need to do is that I need to just put the balance sheet figures, and every ratio and other things are getting, it automatically gets, populated. So PDF file, see, right now we are not, PDF file we have already seen earlier. Right now we are focused on the web data. So whatever the web data that is required, right? Whatever the web data that you need is what we are discussing right now, because from insert or maybe from data, from web, what we can take out is what we are focusing upon. Text, see PDF, again, PDF, either you need to change it into text format, which is quite easy. You can easily do it, and then you can upload through text. Because here 3 categories are there: from table, range, from web, and from text, CSV. So you can convert your PDF into CSV also. So through online modes, you can convert and then do it here. Okay. I'll just repeat the, the whole process again. Okay. Let us, right now we have seen balance sheet. Okay. Let's try P&L also. Just a second, guys.
Just to make the the mood light, I would like to say that, or I would like to weigh in and say that the enthusiasm of chartered accountant members of Indore is equal to what I had seen students in Vikasa. So hats off to that way people are attending and asking questions. इतना enthusiasm students में generally होता है, members में I have not seen, but it is superb how Indore branch is super enthused on this and taking so much interest.
Yeah. So let us do one thing. Let us just do the same thing for P&L. So this was balance sheet. Okay. Or maybe this was standalone, and let us go into consolidated. Just click on consolidated. Okay. This consolidated data has come. So now I'll just copy the link above, Control C, and just go there from web. Okay. Just put the URL here and then press OK. So PDF to text, there are many converters that are available online. I'll just show you how we do it. We can change the files quite easily now, and without even having this thing also, without having any softwares also.
Yeah, it's free also, no paid service.
It is not paid service. The only thing is that just be sure that if you have any sensitive data which you don't
then don't do it.
Then you don't want to get it uploaded. Sir, एक training चल रही है, मैं आता हूँ. If you don't want any data to be uploaded, okay, so in that case you don't use that online portal. Otherwise you can use this online portal also. And for that, licensed softwares are there. If you have such privacy at your place, then you can have the licensed software. दीजिए ना, आधा घंटा दीजिए प्लीज, बता दूंगा आपको, ट्रेनिंग है. I think we need to do it again. Actually, it depends on your connection also. Sometimes if you are not having a good network, then it creates an issue. So just click on table 0. See, all the data is prepared. Okay. So now just load. See, the consolidated balance sheet has also come. Okay. So this is standalone, this is consolidated. And these figures, you can use it as per your requirement. Okay. And it is in the same exact format as it is there in the web portal. It is exactly the same format. Okay. Any doubts into it? This is a very unique feature, which we are discussing right now. Okay. Any doubts? PDF to text, all you need to do is that you need to go on to Google, PDF to text converter. That's it. Open any converter, just upload the file and that's it. Through here, you can upload the file and then you can download the same. So any file can be converted these days through online. Okay, so let us move on. Where were we? Yeah. So text to column we have done. Okay, and we have actually seen this thing also, get data tab also, text and web we have seen, right? Now stock markets live prices. This is also very unique feature. Okay, suppose I just write Tata Motors. Okay, I just write Tata Motors. I'll just we'll cover that protect cells also. We'll cover. So see this, I want you to be 100% attentive here because this is something that is quite unique, right? So you need to get it. Those who are actually into stock trading, this is very good tool for them. So just concentrate on what I am giving you right now, rather than your specific query. Just concentrate on the unique things that we have to offer. Then if the time permits, then definitely we are going to take the other things also, right? So I have just written Tata Motors. Okay, I have not even added limited or anything, right? Okay, I have just written Tata Motors. Now I want the Tata Motors 52-week high, 52-week low, market valuation, and many other data. If I want it in Excel sheet, I don't want to do anything. I have just written a name called Tata Motors. Okay, I'll just go. Okay, I'll just go into my formula and data. Okay, my formula and data. Okay, then just click on stocks. Just click on this stocks. Okay, see, automatically it will give you the suggestions which one you want. I want Tata Motors, not New York Stock Exchange. I want in national NSE. So just select here. It has not got selected. Select it. See, automatically it has converted it into Tata Motors Limited, and there is a code also attached to it. So this is a unique feature of Excel, that it has actually converted a stock into a name into a stock. Okay, by selecting. Now I want the details related to this stock. Okay. Right. So this is a stock converted field now. See here, there is a column of insert data. Just click on insert data, and just whatever you like, you can have it. Just like market cap if you want. This is the market cap of Tata Motors. Then if you want what? Maybe 52-week high, then this is 52-week high. If you want 52-week low, then this is 52-week low. Then if you want maybe description, so this is the description also, right? This is the whole description of what is Tata Motors. Okay, it will keep on adding the columns. You need not do anything. These formulas are already driven formulas, right? You just click here, whatever you want. You want a number of employees, 75,000 employees are there. Okay, this is as per the online data that is available. Suppose what is the industry? Tata Motors, which industry it belongs to? Automobile and auto parts, right? And maybe P ratio also. If you want the P ratio, then P ratio data might not be updated there. That's why it is not showing here. Okay. Otherwise, P data also comes here. Then shares outstanding, shares outstanding also you can have the data here, right? And then volume, then volume also you can have. This is the volume data. That is number of shares traded. Okay. Likewise, I have prepared the whole sheet. Okay, which is what in that I have all NSE stocks. Okay, and all the formula based workings are there, so that they can see. This is the sheet. So all the various stocks that I wanted to have. Okay, and then price, then change, 52-week high, 52-week low, P ratio, share outstanding, everything has been taken care of. Okay, right? So this is how you can prepare, and you can actually, all you need to do every day is you need to just go into data and this refresh all. So once you do refresh all, and if you are connected to internet, then the figures will automatically get refreshed. So the 52 weeks high and other things will get refreshed automatically, right? Right? Right. So far, any doubt? Any doubts? Okay, we are running short of time. Let's go on. I have other things also to share with you. I'll just delete this data which is not required. See, these are very easy tools, but you should know actually this is possible in Excel. Rest you can Google it and see it also. Okay. Then stock live prices we have done, right? I'll just give you a brief about the charts. So see, suppose there are this kind of 3 columns, 4 columns are there and 4 rows are there, right? This kind of data is there with me. Okay, so how to make a chart out of it? So see, you can have a different charts, right? All you need to do is that you need to just select the area and then insert, and various chart forms are there. Okay, so likewise you can create the charts as per your requirement. Okay, just like these charts have been created 2020-21. What was the sale of product ratio? It was 140. Okay, then 148 as a value. Okay, and then sale of service was 70 and other income was 30. So this is a bifurcation of revenue. Then we have, see here, percentage also. No, so this is for 18-19, sorry, not percentage. This was for 2021, this is for 18-19. And see, this is for the whole 3 years. So sale of product, from where it is going where, and through chart format also we have shown it. So this is bar chart. Okay, this is called bar chart. This is called donut chart, and this is a pie chart. This one is pie chart, this is donut, and this is my bar chart. Okay, and this is again my bar chart with a different kind of outlay, right? So there are various forms of charts you can use. It gives you all the recommendations also. Once you prepare a single chart, then it will give you recommendations also, right? So charts are covered. Let's take formulas now, right? Suppose this is my data, serial number, units, rate, amount. Amount is nothing but unit into rate, and then department. So I have these department SAF, right? And this region. So which region it is? The department is in which region? North, east, south, west. Okay, and then discount. So this is amount and this is discount, right? Discount has been calculated on the basis of the, on the basis of what? On the basis of my amount, on the basis of my amount of sales. Okay, so let's see. Suppose what I have done is that I have just referenced the D3, that is 4500. If this cell is greater than 10,000, okay, if function has been used, okay, again a very important tool, if function, through if function you can have various different formulas, if, and, if, or, okay, many formulas are there. Okay, so if this D3 is greater than 10,000, then D3 into 0.05, that means if it is 10,000, more than 10,000, then 5% discount will be there. And if it is, and otherwise, that means if it is less than 10,000, then only 2%. Okay, so let's see whether what it is calculating. Okay, manually we see if I what I have done is that I have just manually put a formula. Okay, that is D3 into 0.02, because it is less than 10,000, then it should give me 2%. So it is actually giving me, with formula also, it is giving me what? 2%. Got the point? So through if, you can have various multiple kind of formulas. Okay, so through if function you can actually have 10,000 line item, one line item, whatever it is, you have to put a paste value. Oh, sorry, you have to just put the formulas in various columns, and you can get the same kind of result. So here only two rates are there. There can be like 5%, 2%, 1%, and 0% also. So likewise, you need to just add more if statements, right, which we call nested if, where we use more than one if function. Okay, so this is if function. You already might be using it. So just for a brief of it, and then these formulas we need to discuss. Max. So max is what? If I have a data of say 10,000 line item, but 10,000 maybe what we can say, this you consider it as order number, right? So I want to see what was the highest order. What was the highest order that was made during that period, or what was the amount? What was the amount of the highest order? Okay, so what I'll do is that I will simply write a formula called max. Okay, a formula called max. I'll just put a range, max, and put a range. That's it, and then press OK. Then 20,000. Suppose if I change it, maybe what, 1,000. See here the 40,000 is getting changed. Why? Because I am putting in here 1,000. It is making a 40,000 which is highest, and 40,000 is getting selected, right? Just like max, we have min, that is minimum. So if I want to see what was the minimum value of the order, what was the minimum value? See, when you are actually working in costing, and when you are actually working with a client who is in manufacturing and selling and distribution, then these kind of data is very important. What is the maximum order? What is the minimum order? This is what they use as a MIS. See, minimum order is is their benchmarking. Okay, so if at one point of time the company might decide that if our order is less than this, then I'll not take it. Okay, so on the basis of that, these analysis only they are going to take. So min is also very simple formula. All you need to do is that you need to just type min bracket and then put the range. Okay, then press OK. Right, so what is minimum? 4,500. Let's make this minimum. Suppose if I just put 50, see, the minimum value has changed automatically because it is formula driven. Okay, then comes large. Okay, so see, if there is max and min, then why are we using large and small? Why we are using large and small? Because through max and min, I can get the maximum value and the minimum value. I cannot get the second highest, second lowest value. Okay. So in that case, what I'll do is that I'll use large. So again, same formula, large, you put the range and then just put a comma and second large. Suppose I want the second largest value. So what was the second largest value after 40,000? You need to just change the range. Okay. What was the second largest value? 20,000. So it is showing 20,000. And what was the smallest, third smallest value? Okay. So it is asking third smallest value. So let's see what is the third smallest value. First is this, second is this, and third might be what? 10,500, right? So same answer it is showing here. So when you have huge data, you will not, always filter, and you will not put conditional formatting again and again, because what will happen is that this data will keep on changing. So you need to just put a formula once, that's it. And then automatically this data will get fetched. Got it? Understood? Okay. So let's see COUNTIF. Okay. So again, if this is order data. So I'll just put a COUNTIF where I just ask that whatever the order is there with the value is, if it is more than maybe 5,000, then tell me what are the number of orders are there in which the value is more than 5,000. So COUNTIF is something that we can use. So COUNTIF, then range, then comma. In inverted commas, you can write greater than equal to 5,000. Right? You can write greater than equal to 5,000. Right? Understood? COUNTIF? Very easy. These are very easy formulas, but you need to use it in your daily life, right? And then very important formula, that is SUMIF. Okay. I'll just change the range. Okay. Yeah. SUMIF. So SUMIF is giving me what? Suppose I don't want to filter. Suppose I want the sales of East. So I need to filter the East. Okay. To get, and then I need to total it, right? This is how I need to. What is 29,000? I don't want to get into this. All I want a simple formula for it. So what I'll do is that I'll just put SUMIF. So in SUMIF, let's see what is the formula. So SUMIF, normal formula, then range. What is the criteria? This is the criteria range. No, sorry, this is the range through which the criteria will be taken. Okay, this is the range through which criteria will be taken. So this criteria is what? E, that is region East. I'll just unfilter it for your understanding. Okay, so see, what is the range? This is the range, and what would be the data? I want E. Okay, so first I will take the region column and then take E. Okay, then take E and then take the sum. What actually see SUMIF, why it is SUMIF? Because I need to sum the data, but there is a criteria of it. Criteria is what? East, and from where the criteria has to be taken, that is F column, right? And then press enter. See, 29,000. So the other time also when we filtered it as East, then it was giving us 29,000 only. See, the 29,000 value is there, right? So this is what SUMIF is. Okay. So we have few some time. So what we can do is that we can just pivot. We have already seen, so there is no point discussing it further. Okay. So same SUMIF, right. So let us just discuss the VBA part. Okay, which is again a very, very important thing and a very unique thing to do Excel in a very different way. Because we have 10-15 minutes, I just want the VBA to work. Okay. So see, VBA is nothing but this is same kind of data that we were using earlier also. Suppose, see, this data is there, formulas are there, These formulas are also there. Okay. And this formula is also there. And then here also the formulas are there, right? Every formula is already there, right? So now I want to make maybe 10 copies of this formula sheet. Just understand what I'm saying. I want to make 10 copies of this formula sheet in the same sheet. I want 10 copies. So what I'll do in manual scenario, what I'll do is that I'll just put I'll just right click, move and create a copy, okay, and then press OK. So this is how I have created a copy. But 10 times I can do it, 100 times I cannot do it. I have worked on a project where I had to copy the sheets for 100 times. Okay, so that I'll not be doing it. That would be like a waste of my time, precious time. Okay, so what I'll do is that I'll just use VBA, that is Visual Basic. So suppose this formula tab has to be copied for 10 times. Okay, so what I'll do is that I'll just go into Developer tab and then go into Visual Basic. Okay, see, I have some pre-written formulas here. I'll just show you how to write a formula. Okay, just see, add sheet with name. I need to copy paste sheet, right? So this is the formula. I'll just show you from the beginning. Just go into insert. Okay, I'll just go back again. What you need to do is that you need to just go into Developer tab, then Visual Basic. Okay, so this kind of layout you will get. Okay, now what you need to do is that you need to go into insert, then module. I'll just make it module 112. Okay, I have just renamed it and then put a formula here. So what the formula says is sub. This is the start of the formula. Okay, this blue part is very crucial for the formula, right? What I've done is that I have just put what sub copy underscore paste or underscore sheet. This you can write whatever you want. Okay, you can write ABC 1 2 3 whatever you want. Okay, but these brackets are very important. You need to put the brackets, right? And then in the next line, what I've done is that I have written a formula for it. Okay, I have written a formula. So sheets is my formula bracket. This is the sheet name. Okay, let's see what is the sheet name that I need to copy. I need to copy this formula sheet, right? FORMULAS, right? I'll just put FORMULAS, right? And then dot copy before. So see, if I just put if I just put a full stop here, if I just put a full stop here, then in that case, what will happen is that it can copy afterwards also, before also. But I want this formula sheet to be before account sheet. So see, I have one more account sheet also. See, account sheet is there, which is empty. But I want all the formula sheets to be before account sheet. Okay, that's why I am putting as copy before account sheet. And end sub is the last statement of a VBA, right? So end statement is end sub. Okay, and all you need to do is that you need to just run it. This is run. Just press run. Okay, so maybe this file has to be saved in. Just a second, I'll just save it in a macro enabled file. Otherwise, it will not accept. What we can do is that we can just remove this file. Okay. Create a new sheet. Okay. Just first save a copy as macro enabled. Maybe VBA 3. Okay. So see Excel macro enabled workbook and press save. Right. So sheet 1 is my sheet. Okay. Let's copy the data first. I'll just copy the data in my macro enabled sheet, right? Now, suppose this sheet 1 is there, and I'll just create one account sheet, right? And just make it as a formula, right? Now, I need what? I need the formula of this thing. Okay, I'll just copy this formula, just close this. Okay, VB1, close it. Okay, this is the my main sheet. I'll just go into developer tab, Visual Basic, just go into insert module, and module 1 is created. Just paste it. What is the sheet? Formulas. Let's see what is the name that we have given. It is formula. No S is there. Okay, so that you need to make sure. So just remove the S, and account sheet is there. Account sheet is there. Okay, let's try to run it now. See, it looks like nothing has happened, but see, formula 2 sheet has been created exactly the same. So all I need to do is that I need to just again and again go into this VBA section. Again and again I need to press it the times I want. See, in just clicks, I have created 24, 23 copies of a same sheet. So this is the power of VBA, right? Many, each and every formula that you use in Excel can be used in VBA. So when you are dealing with big data, when you have a big volume of data, then VBA is something that can save a lot of your time. So usually making 100 copies of a particular sheet might take maybe what, some 1.5 to 2 hours. It looks like that much amount of time will be taken, and the kind of annoyance that it creates, it is painful. And when it is 1,000 sheets also, then you might not do that work. But through VBA you can actually go to a very high extent. So VBA is nothing but macros. Visual Basics, what we have done is, it is a macro only. What we have run is a macro. So VBA is nothing but macros are run again and again. So what we are doing is that macro VBA is nothing away from Excel. Whatever the formula that you use in Excel, same you can use in VBA, right? So this helps you to actually save a lot of time. So many formulas are there, many copy paste formulas, many if functions, many VLOOKUP, many SUMIF, all you can use through VBA. That's why it is a very unique feature in Excel. So any doubts? I think we are we are already okay. B4 is equal to Z and A. Okay, charcot plus 1 and charcot plus. Okay, so you have actually, what we have done is that you have actually created one basic B4, and then so yeah, this A, see, as I told you, this A thing, it is more of a columnar thing. Usually we want it in column forms. In rows form, we never have tried it, and I think that in row columns you always have the sequence rather than having a text. Okay, so yeah, if it is working, then it is fine. If it is not working, then I'll let you know how it has to be done. So on that note, I think we are done for the day. So Jalas sir, you can take it over. Thank you very much for your patience listening. And Jalas sir, you can just share our email ID. Those who can ask any specific thing, they can ask through email ID, and we can provide a solution.
Of course. So that's what I was going there, that I'm sure a lot of members have some questions. Probably you can email to us and we can come back. Or if you want to go further on macros and stuff, we can keep another separate session for the same. That's not a problem. I am sharing our email IDs below. Just a second. Yeah. So, with this, we have already shared our group links if you want to be a part of our group. Other than that, we will be happy to even take a separate lecture on further advanced function basis on how, Indore branch and CRC schedules their upcoming sessions. Also, I want to, because there are so many senior members here, I would like to point it out that in case you think this was helpful, you can probably we are trying to get something for students. You can ask your article to join our group. We are already aligning a Python lecture, an SAP lecture, which may be very helpful to article students or someone who has already given final exam awaiting results. And this is not so. There was a grave discussion I and Rahul had that this is only relevant for industry people. It is not so. So for all practicing chartered accountants who are seniors, they have audit clients who are doing SAP and a knowledge of Python or basic programming will help them go along a long way. As if you go to any industry or any, so I have worked in like 4 different sectors. Wherever I go, we are generally pointed out the fact that ये IT का काम है मुझे कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा है. So basic understanding into let's say Python or programming or an SAP, wherever you go, it will help a long way. Our link is there. You can ask students, you can join us, and probably Gauravji or Anand can help us out if we want to keep a separate lecture for further further advanced functions like macros and stuff. And any questions, please email to us. We'll try to respond back as soon as possible. With this, I thank Indore branch for giving us this opportunity to share something, and hope you find it interesting, and hope you have learned something new. Thanks.
Thank you, Jalaj bhai. Thank you, Rahul ji, for such a
Thank you
wonderful
very much.
presentation. And I hope this presentation will be very useful for all our members. Thank you once again for sharing your precious time. Thank you to all the members for joining the session. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you,
Take care.
Thanks.